It's been a while. I think the last time I posted on here was about 5-ish months ago. Sorry, a lot of stuff happened, like how I moved, started a new job, and managed to break my PC. But for now, I think things are calming down a bit, so I should be able to post more content for you guys. Hopefully. And to celebrate my return, I decided to give myself a channel makeover. If this is your first time seeing me, hello, I'm Sprout. I like to make art videos, or at least try to. So without further ado, let's take a look at my old design, shall we? So there was nothing super wrong with my old look, but it was kind of boring to the point where I don't even want to draw it anymore. I still like the lemon motif and some bits and pieces of her lore and the general concept itself, but that's pretty much about it. And even then, I didn't really think I did a good job designing her with her lore in mind. For example, did you know that Sprout was 2 inches tall? No? Well, I hope I can fix it this time around with all the props and backgrounds I have planned for her. I started out by making a list of everything I enjoy. One thing about me is that I love traditional fairy tale, and the fantasy genre as a whole. If it's fantastical in any way, shape, or form, expect me to be a fan of it. Some of my favorite movies are Thumbelina, Ferngully, and Tinkerbell, so I knew I wanted to play with the idea of being very small. And after a lot of thinking and contemplating, I came up with the idea of a fairy tale tea party. I am not a professional, but to me, a good persona, or character design in general, should have a mood or story to them. In a persona's case, they can even have recognizable traits that reflect their artist, or, well, their art style. In my first design, I made the mistake of making my art simpler, thinking that it would be easier to draw, but in reality, it just killed my drive to draw altogether. Like, I really love rendering hair, and I was not able to do that because the simpler style restricted me in that sort of way. Also, drawing that cape was the bane of my existence. I don't know what I was thinking at 3 a.m. when I decided to make her, but I don't think it was very much. I played around with a few different ideas, like giving her long curly hair like myself, but started to hate drawing it, so quickly went to a new idea. I knew I wanted to keep the leaves on my head, but made them just a bit bigger to mimic bunny ears, because I thought that would be cute. And it was! When it came to drawing clothes, though, I was completely lost. I started to sketch out some comfort choices just to ease into making the clothes making process. As you'd probably guessed, I'm not the best at making clothes, especially since that I have a saying that all my characters suffer from coatitis, because all of them in some sort of fashion wear a coat. I don't know why that is, but I guess it's just because I really like to draw coats. Though in the recent drawings that I've been trying to do, I've been trying to move away from the coats, and this is no exception. Speaking of her clothes, I made it completely by accident. When I was trying to make the skirt a little bit fuller, I accidentally made the original skirt look like an apron, and I just ran for the idea. It would also happen that I actually saved the image of these daffodils earlier, and I decided to make that the outfit. I think it's just a perfect idea. I love the idea of wearing a daffodil, especially since she's so tiny that probably plants are what she uses as, fabrics. I also decided to steal the colors from the daffodil image as my color palette. Some more tips for anybody else who wants to make a persona: be sure to flesh out your ideas. Try it in different poses, different expressions, and see if it's something that you truly want to draw. Also, be aware that change is natural. If you end up not liking the design a week from now or even in the next hour, change it again. Because what's important at the end of the day is that you like it. It's representing you, after all. That being said, I'm about happy with this new character of mine, so it's time to move on to some sprites. Once again, I'm pulling out my list. I had different emotions I wanted to show. I also wanted to play with the idea of having some of them be animated in some sort of fashion. Keeping with the idea of tea party, I posed her with a teacup and a table. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's a lot easier to pose characters with props or backgrounds. The way a person holds an object or uses an object is different each time. Like if you give a clumsy character a fragile object, they might look more nervous, trying desperately to keep it in one piece. Or they may be clueless to the danger the object is in, which in any case, I wanted my poses to remain fun and cheerful. There really isn't much else to say about this section, so instead I thought it would be fun to share some changes with her lore. Sprout's original lore was that she was a sprite born from a lemon tree. Wanting to see the world, she left her small village on a journey. The only issue being is that she's about 2 inches tall. Early on into her travels, she was picked up by the Lavender Witch, eventually becoming her apprentice. But then, the witch disappeared, leaving just her traveling sales cart. So it was up to Sprout to watch the cart while also searching for her teacher. I'd imagine Sprout going to different towns, meeting different witches, but thinking on the concept now, how would she be able to move the cart anyways? Also, not to mention all the other plot holes that I cooked up. I feel like my original idea was trying to do a lot, so this time around I simplified it and just kept the idea of traveling. Also, please pardon my reading voice as I read this out to you all. Sprout was a curious child. I mean, who wouldn't be after living in a small village hidden between blades of grass? It wasn't often that a traveler would appear, but when they did, they would regale the little town with stories and legends from outside the forest. Sometimes they would even bring seeds from afar, trinkets, and curios. Sprout was even born from a lemon tree planted by a witch long ago. As you'd imagine, being small as a thimble, the forest could be a dangerous place. So no one dared to leave the town until one day the little artist, captivated by her storage sheet here, taking only some paints and her lucky teacup, she set out into the world unknown. What dangers would await her? I wouldn't know, but perhaps one day she'll return home scrapbook in hand, telling her town the wonders just outside their door. And there you have it! My new sprites are ready to go. My personal favorite being this one. I just love this meme. I love this meme. It's my spirit animal. I loved him so much. And I love my new sprites so much. But now I think it'll be a lot easier to make videos for you all. But I think something's missing here. Oh, I guess that works. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing. And tell me what you think of my new design. Do you hate it? Do you like it? Please let me know. I will definitely read all of them, and I also will try to reply to a few of them. I am very much a licker at heart, so I'm trying to fix that. So sorry in advance. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and making it this far in the video. I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!